Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon and good evening. Wherever you are in the world, well done for getting up or staying up to join us for the Australian Grand Prix. If you're a fan in Europe and in the UK, welcome and very well done for getting up early. You really are diehard F1 fans. And to all our Australian viewers as well, finally, welcome to a race at a decent time for you as well. You too are absolutely mad F1 fans as well. Thank you very much for joining us here for the qualifying watch-along. This fantastic Albert Park Street circuit is now up there with one of the fastest and most dramatic racing calendars we have ever, because it may not be Jeddah, but in the opening 3 practice sessions, 4 red flags as well. 2 Aston Martins in the wall breaking off front left suspensions, and a race against time to get everything sorted. This really is a very entertaining circuit now. The track changes has made it fantastic. Welcome back to Australia. It's the first time since 2019 that Formula One is going to race here in Melbourne. And the track looks very different as well. It has changed dramatically in the last 3 years. A whole new section as well down at turn 9. It's designed to prove the drivers once and for all you can race here. And it's the 3rd leg on this fantastic 2022 season as well. Next time out, we are having a sprint race, but that will be at the Emilia Romagna circuit in Imola. Miami on the 8th of May. The 22nd of May takes us to Spain as well at Barcelona. The Monaco Grand Prix on the 29th of May, for a slight break before Azerbaijan on the 12th of June. Canada on the 19th. Then the British Grand Prix at Silverstone the first weekend of July. What better place to have it than at Silverstone on the heart of the British summer. Week later it's Austria before a 2-week break before France and Hungary lead us to the summer break. Belgium, Netherlands and Italy form a triple header ending on the 11th of September. Before then we go over for another 2-week break before Singapore on the last weekend of September, first weekend of October. Japan takes us on the 9th, then 2-week break before we hit the States with the American Grand Prix in Austin, Texas, Mexico on the 30th of October, and then the last 2 races in November at Brazil and Abu Dhabi. In terms of the driver standing, Charles Leclerc leads on 45 points. His teammate Carlos Sainz is in second on 33. Max Verstappen got 25 points on the board with win last time out, put him right ahead of George Russell and Lewis Hamilton. Mercedes struggling a lot this weekend. Esteban Ocon is ahead of Sergio Perez. Kevin Magnussen, 2-point scoring finishes in a row, put him in 8th. Valtteri Bottas 9th. Lando Norris rounding out the top 10 on 6 points. On the second page, Yuki Tsunoda is on 4 points, the same as his teammate Pierre Gasly. Fernando Alonso and Guan Yu Zhou, the last of the point scorers. Schumacher, Stroll, Hülkenberg, Albon, Ricciardo and Latifi with no points. Vettel returning this weekend, trying to finally get on the points board. In terms of the Constructors' Championship, Ferrari lead the way by 30 points, 78 to 38. Massive gap there to Mercedes. Red Bull have only 37 points, they're a point behind Mercedes. Alpine 4th on 16, Haas have 12, Alfa Romeo 9, AlphaTauri 8. McLaren, the last point scorers, with only 6 on the board, all from Norris. Hülkenberg, Stroll's teaming of Aston Martins in the first 2 races, scoring no points for them. Williams with Albon Latifi, no points either at the back of the board. It's time for the 60 minutes that will decide the grid for the first Australian Grand Prix on this new hybrid track. Welcome to qualifying. Hello everybody, we are moments away from starting qualifying for the 2022 Australian Grand Prix here at Albert Park. The racing around here historically has never been that exciting unless rain plays a factor. To combat that, the Albert Park circuit has been modified. Circuit corners have been pulled in, some of them have been removed altogether. What used to be turn 9 and 10, now a fast sweeping straight as well. It used to have a DRS zone, but it was too dangerous and it got removed. How about that? We are going to have a absolutely fantastic qualifying. The drivers have been tripping over each other so much already in the practice sessions that qualifying 1 is going to be something special to behold. We're even thinking it could be akin to Monaco with the amount of lap time that will be lost if traffic is met. A lot of drivers have been impeding this weekend as well. multiple barge boards and end plates have been falling off and flying off around the circuit, causing red flags. 2 drivers have hit the wall as well, in the kin of Sebastian Vettel in third practice, and then right at the end his teammate Lance Stroll doing the same thing as well. It has been such a chaotic weekend. Every single practice session, from lights out until the checkered flag as well, it really has been a different topic every couple of seconds. It has been fantastic to get through. Hopefully qualifying is going to be exactly the same. We'll just quickly run through what happened at the end of free practice 3 in case you missed it and you wanted to catch up with us as well here. It was Lando Norris who was fastest, a 1:19.117. He then actually got on the radio call. He got told to stop code blue with a C1 error. We thought that meant it was a brake problem, but it turns out he was actually low on fuel. He had to coast back to the pit lane as well, and that's why the red flag came out, just to give him a helping hand as well when Lance Stroll hit the wall. So he was able to coast gently back to the pit lane, and the session wasn't restarted anyway, so he didn't lose any time, thankfully. Going forward as well, genuine pace from McLaren with Lando Norris in first, Daniel Ricciardo P6 as well. They've both been going quick compared to Leclerc, who could only go a 10th off the time of Lando Norris. There's still time to be found there, hopefully in qualifying. Leclerc's my pick for pole position. Perez P3 looking strong again. Can he out-qualify Max Verstappen in the coming hour? Many people think he absolutely can. Going forward, Fernando Alonso, he finished 4th in third practice as well, but was topping most of it as well with half an hour to go. So this again looks very strong for Fernando to maybe get a front row start, maybe even top 5 is definitely a possibility for him. I don't think he'll settle for anything less. It's looking once again quite competitive. Verstappen down in 7th place in the third practice session. He never got a time on the C5 tyre compound. He had to do it on the medium C2 as well. He kept making errors though. Every time he tried a lap on the soft tyre, it would just either spin him off down at turn 1 or make a mistake at another part of the track as well. It's a real struggling point. I think Red Bull are quite worried about whether or not he can get through and actually get it up as well for the remainder. But still, it's looking, again, absolutely fantastic. Hamilton was down in 8th place as well. Russell 11th. At that pace, Russell might be not even get through to the third and final part of qualifying. Lewis Hamilton is definitely going to want to get through to Q number 2 at least this time, after he got eliminated in the first part of qualifying back in Jeddah. Mercedes desperately need a great qualifying to boost morale as well. Stroll 19th, Vettel 20th in the last session as well. That's going to be a worry for them as going forward. Can they actually have better pace this time out? Both cars are being repaired. Front left suspension on both cars. Vettel also needing replacements on the front right suspension, or waiting for news as well if they'll be out on time. I doubt it. They might join a couple of minutes late into Q1, but it is an 18-minute session. They do have the time. And any red flags, and I'm sure is bound to happen, is going to help them immensely. Further down as well, Magnussen 17th, but Schumacher in 14th as well. So Haas having a bit of a struggling weekend here, unless they are sandbagging, as somebody suggested to me earlier on the YouTube chat in free practice 3. So keep our fingers crossed. It's going to be a very entertaining qualifying session as well. You do not want to miss it as well. But if I'm talking to you after this video has been published and you wanted to see our reactions, please do consider as well joining us for the race live tomorrow. It starts at 6 a.m. British summertime. It's going to be absolutely insane. You do not want to miss it. Okay, right, we're about to cross over then for the commentary. I'll take my microphone and earpieces out, put my headset on, glasses on as well, get ready to go, and I'll leave you there with a look around the Albert Park Street Circuit as well now with Lap Attack. And on the other side, it's qualifying for the Australian Grand Prix. Let's take a look around the Albert Park circuit here in Melbourne, a 3.295 mile circuit, a total now 14 corners and yes, 4 DRS zones. This circuit been on the calendar now for 25 years. Out of the last corner, open up the DRS and hurtle down towards turn 1. Flat out, 8th gear, slam on the brakes all the way down. 3rd gear corner, back on the accelerator now as you'd hurtle round turn 2. 2nd DRS zone open, down to the tight turn number 3. Again, hold 8th gear, slam on the brakes all the way down. 2nd gear corner as well, hold the inside line as well. Into the car park section now. 4 at the exit, ride the curb as well. It helps you through turn 5, flat out. Nice against the barriers before you come down towards turn 6 and 7. Hard on the brakes now, file through nicely. Round now, round the lake. Turn turn 8, onto the new part, turn 9, flat out section before you rejoin the F1 game, down towards now turns 9 and 10, drop down 6th gear corner, a little bit lighter on the speed, put a wheel on the grass, you'll be round like a donut teacup. Down now towards turn 13 and 14 again, 8th gear, all the way down 4th gear corner. It's now a 90-degree right-hander in F1 2022. 6th gear, back on the accelerator, down now, last corner is coming up, into turn 13, nicely down, opened up a lot more for overtaking, last corner the same, turn 14, flat out, DRS zone 4 open, run into the line, and that is a lap of the Albert Park circuit here in Melbourne. Here we go again then, it's time for qualifying at one of my favourite venues. We are in Melbourne Down Under for the 2022 Australian Grand Prix. Qualifying at this track is going to be absolutely fantastic. It's been reprofiled from what we once knew it as. The Albert Park circuit now 14 corners in total, a 5.278 kilometre circuit, 3 DRS zones already been reduced from 4, considering they considered it too high speed and too dangerous. 14 turns is the negotiation. Traffic has been an issue throughout this weekend, but that is because the track is faster. Biggest track changes come down at turn 9. It's completely gone. What used to be the 9-10 chicane has been reprofiled into a very fast sweeping right-left curve. And down now at turn 11 at 90-degree right-hander. Lewis Hamilton came a cropper there this morning, as did Lance Stroll hitting the wall. Pirelli have brought their C2 hard compound tyre, the medium C3, and then a step softer. The C5, softest tyre available, is now on the board as well to try and get them as much time as possible out there on the circuit. It's the Formula One Heineken Australian Grand Prix. It's qualifying here at Melbourne. Air temperature 23 degrees. Track temperature is at 31 degrees as well. Humidity 54%. 2.8 kilometre wind speed as well, blowing in from the northwest. And the anticipation for this session is high. Albert Park circuit has had the biggest transformation in its history. 5 corners have been reprofiled, 2 have been removed entirely as well. The qualifying lap times are expected to be 5 seconds a lap faster. We saw a 5-second difference between them as well in the previous sessions. I'm Joshua Birch, your commentator for this qualifying session. Ian Birch will join me at some point in the next hour, but with all the action we're going to see, one commentator is all you need, and the lovely YouTube chat as well in operation, as it already is, as it's good morning to M down there as well, saying hello mate, I'm back. Still can't believe McLaren and Alpine is really up there with 2 giants in practice. Absolutely some fantastic sessions we had here. Every single practice session has led to fantastic times as well. I hate to say it to sound a bit predictable, but I'm really anticipating a strong qualifying here. I'm really expecting pole positions to go the ways of either a McLaren or Ferrari. Max Verstappen never got a run on the C5 tyre this morning. He is massively off the pace, so we've got a lot of time to watch as well. Get your comments in, get your questions in as well. It's 7 a.m. here in the UK, and we're all set to go, ready for this one. In terms of the championships, Charles Leclerc leads 45 points, Carlos Sainz on 33, so 12 points between them at the moment, and in my opinion, it's going to go the way of Charles Leclerc continuing to go through and continuing to keep up his tradition of leading the championship when he takes over. He did actually take over the title once before, of course, in Formula 2, and he went on to win that series. Charles Leclerc made his F1 debut for Sauber here back in 2018 now as well. But for Charles Leclerc, 83 race starts later, he's a 3-time Grand Prix winner. He's had 10 pole positions. Can he get another pole position here today in Albert Park? You might notice a little bit new thing at the bottom here, this black line. This is a driver tracker, so that when we're in this type of screen as well, you can see the cars moving along the bottom. It'll go in a line, so it'll show the different sectors. Yellow is sector 1, red is sector 2, and blue is sector 3. We'll also have the full driver tracker as well, just a nice little backup we've added for your viewing pleasures as well. As Lewis Hamilton getting ready in the car as well. The green light is about to go on now, actually. So away we go for the first part of qualifying here in Australia. The green lights are on. The first car's out on the track as well. Comes Kevin Magnussen. And I swear I heard a let's go a signal as well, like a team radio message was coming through. But qualifying is underway. If you're new to the qualifying format and don't know how it works, no worries. We'll explain it to you. Well, there are 3 qualifying sessions. Qualifying 1 is 18 minutes in length. All 20 cars will head out onto the circuit. At the end, we will lose the slowest 5 cars from this session. They'll do positions 16 to 20. Qualifying 2 will take part 8 minutes later and will run for 15 minutes with 15 cars. Once again, at the end, we lose the slowest 5 drivers, so we're left with the top 10 to go through to a final top 10 shootout for 12 minutes. And at the end of that, whoever is on top obviously takes pole position. Not to say in a Will Buxton type of thing that if you take pole position on the Saturday, it means you're on pole for the Sunday. But if that meme goes out, it pretty much is correct. Some track facts for you just below me. 5.278 kilometre circuit as well. Will run for 58 laps tomorrow. Yes, we've been racing here since 1996. Damon Hill was the first winner, but we've had the last 2 seasons off. We never raced here in 2020 or 2021. So this is actually the 25th World Championship event at Albert Park. The circuit used to run in Adelaide, Australia as well, before he's moved here as well. Ted Kravitz is down in the pits. Good morning to Ted from Sky Sports. Let's hear what he's going to say.
Will be ready in a few minutes. Andy Stevenson, the sporting director from Aston, just going back from the garage to the pit wall to update them on what's going on. So Lance Stroll, his car will be ready. Sebastian Vettel, I doubt it. It's possible, but I doubt it, looking at how it is at the moment. If we're honest, with the amount of track time he's had, Crofty, it probably wouldn't matter either way. He would probably struggle very much so to get out of Q1 in any case. So they're going to try, but it's not the end of the world, certainly, if they don't make it.
Thank you, Ted. So that is because if you didn't join us for the 3rd practice session this morning, Sebastian Vettel hit the wall at the exit of turn 11. He got a tank slapper. He managed to save it, but in doing so, ran into the gravel, and it sort of sucked him into the tyre barrier, damaged the front left suspension. It was completely hanging off. The front right suspension as well was completely broken. Then later on in the session, with 3 minutes to go, his teammate Lance Stroll did exactly the same thing, but down at turn just a couple of seconds later, actually, at the bottom half of turn 11. So he too might get on the circuit. He only had a left suspension to repair. There's a gearbox damage as well for Sebastian Vettel. He has changed that gearbox for this session, so expect no penalty, though, we are being told, going forward. One ball with Charles Leclerc coming through the new section now after turn 8, flat out. It's the first time I've actually seen it on board. They haven't shown us it much this weekend, and it just looked mega fast as well. First sector for Leclerc is a 27.539. Sector 2 is a 17.955. He's purple across the board. Schumacher fastest, though. As things currently stand, a 1:21.125. Albon, no, Tsunoda now goes fastest. Look at that, 1:20.6 for Yuki Tsunoda, the Japanese driver in the AlphaTauri. Here comes Charles Leclerc then, down in towards turn 13. Second gear corner, accelerate the exit round now as we come through. We've got a yellow flag somewhere on the circuit, not sure where that is. Can't tell who it is just yet. Across the line comes Leclerc, 1:19.391 on the board. board, it was sector 17, so someone's off at turn 11, but the green flag has now gone back out. So who was running through there? Verstappen, Perez, Norris and Latifi were. Wasn't Norris, so it must have been one of the Red Bulls. I wonder if it was Verstappen. He was struggling with speed in practice 3 and went off at turn 1 as well. Leclerc fastest then, 1:19.391, and there's a lot of traffic already for Lando Norris. You can see on the driver tracker coming into the last 2 corners. He's struggling to find the pace. At the exit now, fastest sector 1 for Norris, a 27.502. Okay, sector 2, sector 3 across the board. It's second fastest, a 1:19.764 for Lando Norris as well. And for Lando, that was a very good lap time for Lando. So he was fastest of all in the 3rd practice session and then ran out of fuel. But just managed to get it back to the pit lane in time. Max Verstappen now circulating in the Red Bull on a flying lap. He is up in the 1st sector, only by 0.074, so 700ths of a second fastest as he flashes now towards turn 9 and 10. Perez is up 900ths. There's a lot of cars off the racing line. One of the Ferraris of Leclerc as well. One of the Alphas of Zhou Guanyu getting involved. Verstappen up in the 2nd sector as well, 0.032, so it's gone down from 700ths to 300ths at the moment as well. They're really closing it down. Perez is up and fastest of all sector 2. He's a 10.5 up on Leclerc's time. Verstappen struggling out there as well. There's a lot of dark clouds hanging around the back half of this track as Verstappen brakes hard down into 2nd gear for turn 13. Back on the accelerator. Swing round the long sweeping right-hander of turn 14, the last corner. Open up the DRS, hammer it to the line. Verstappen crosses it and goes 3rd fastest, a 1:19.406 for Max Verstappen. Sergio Perez, though, just behind him, is looking quite fast and only goes 2nd, 1:19.307. Has Carlos Sainz is top, 1:19.179. So Sainz fastest, Perez 2nd, Leclerc 3rd, Verstappen 4th. We're going to replay on the board of Nicholas Latifi. I think this caused the yellow. Down to turn 11, turns in, misses the apex, locks up, gets on the gravel and does a half spin and sort of blocks the track. So that's what caused the yellow. Latifi just going in the gravel, and we've seen Latifi this year on cameras always crashing, and unfortunately that's the first time we've seen him on camera all weekend long as Sergio Perez, the underfloor, sparking into the braking zone of turn 3. And actually there's a little torch there as well, I can see. Or is it a spark? It's caught something alight underneath the front barge board on the front of the car as we've got a yellow flag, and I think that's why. Sector 3 has a yellow. It's gone green now, but Valtteri Bottas was going very slowly down at turn 11. It looks like he's had a spin, so that brand new 90-degree right-hander is causing a lot of problems down there. Let's go to the group chat first of all as well, to the YouTube, as Beth says as well, Journo, you're setting fastest times despite ongoing aero dramas. Were you just looking? Leclerc, no, I did it on purpose. I did it on purpose. I thought we were calling it... what was it? What were we calling it, Beth, this weekend? You have to put it into the chat there as well on YouTube. Kanga hopping or something like that, or Roo hopping, I can't remember which one it was. Now we say it. Yep, Tsunoda off track and continued down at T11, so Tsunoda's done it as well as Bottas. Everyone's having problems. Here's Fernando Alonso then in the Alpine. Fernando actually looking genuinely good right now. He's down 2/10, but he set the fastest 2nd sector time of anybody, a 17.8870. So I think Lando got held up a lot in traffic in that 1st sector. Yeah, he did, as he's coming now where Albon is. So Alonso having a lot of issues out there in terms of keeping track temperature, and yeah, he's now into mode 8 as well. Leclerc is going to go top again, 1:18.881. So Leclerc goes faster. I think we all settled on gator whipping. Okay, so it's gator whipping. As they come down, Alonso goes 5th, doesn't go fastest. He's 7/10 down on Leclerc's time, but Alonso looking quick, 1:19.653. Verstappen on a faster lap. Reminder, in free practice 3 this morning, he never got chance to set a time on the C5. He kept making mistakes on this soft compound tyre. Bottas jumps to 5th, 1:19.641 as well. Verstappen finally getting these lap times in as he hurtles down towards turn 11. And correction, it was Tsunoda off track and continued at turn 10. Race Control have just sent me as well in the chat. So it wasn't down to 11, so it was Bottas at turn 11 who went off, and Tsunoda went off at turn 10, looking not to end up in the wall like Vettel did in free practice 3. Verstappen, though, setting greens across the board in Sector 1 and Sector 2. Let's see what it's going to be like in the third and final sector. Running to the line, Max Verstappen goes second, 1:18.925, fastest third sector of anyone at a 33.793. His teammate Checo Perez as well. Sergio crosses the line, pole in last time out, of course, in Saudi. Perez only goes P4 as things currently stand as well. And let's go back over to the chat. As you say, Beth says as well, I think we all settled on Gator whipping. I'll write that down. Somebody remind me for it. And M says, damn, Haas does not look good. It does not, as things currently stand as well. Red Bull pit wall looking okay as well, which is great to see, as it is in the drop zone as things stand. Latifi, Hamilton, Russell, Stroll and Vettel. That's only because Latifi has set a time. No time set for Hamilton or Russell, but they are both out on the track. They're just coming into the last two corners now. We join them our TV pictures as well, almost instantaneously, as Stroll and Vettel still struggling as well to get on lap times. Looking okay then, so keep your fingers crossed. Lewis Hamilton failed to get through to qualifying 2 for the first time since Brazil in 2017 last time out. An awful long time being set in these sessions, as Hamilton 1:37.28, Russell 1:30.513. Not official times, but they do go 17th and 18th with some sort of time, as Lewis Hamilton now down towards turn 3, 185 miles an hour, slamming the brakes down into second gear, 67 miles an hour, accelerate through the car park section as well. They've reprofiled a little bit, but the curb and the exit still kicks you up in the air as well. Drifting it round, turn number 5, brushing it against the wall, down into 6 and 7. Sweeps round turn 8 now as well. The long sweep across the lake. Flat out. Russell's 3/10 faster in that first sector compared to Tsunoda's time. So that's only going to put them in about 14th or 15th position. This is not good, as the proporting effect on Lewis Hamilton is making me dizzy, actually, with his yellow helmet. His gator whipping up and down, up and down, up and down through the run of turn 9 and 10. Down to turn 11, Hamilton okay, braking zone, turns it in. He has a little bit of oversteer as well. He just manages to avoid the gravel. Ocon goes P6, Alonso goes to P4, 1:19.192 for Fernando. Esteban drops down to 7th then, 1:19.605. Here comes Lewis Hamilton and George Russell. Really scruffy lap for Lewis. I'll be surprised if he gets out of the drop zone as things stand across the line. It's 10th, 1:20.066. Russell's just behind him, goes 9th, 1:19.702. Mercedes all of a sudden backmarker teams as traffic hits them at turn 1, as well as Russell gets held up by Gasly, and he's got Magnussen just behind him for good measure as well. Oh my goodness, this is turning into quite a dramatic session. Let's go over to the YouTube chat. Verstappen's fastest Sector 1. Sector 2 is a personal best. We're with him now. We'll keep an eye on what's happening as you drift in now to turn 11. Keeps on the accelerator, avoids the gravel. Beth says as well, to celebrate the return of F1 Down Under for this weekend only, KFC is rebranded to KFK and are selling fresh, juicy, tender kangaroo fillets, selling in 7 secret herbs and spices. That sounds delicious, to be fair. I've had a kangaroo burger in my lifetime. Vincent says as well, hello all. Excited for qualifying at Melbourne. You're excited now indeed, as Verstappen goes fastest of all, 1:18.580. He's 0.3 of a second faster than what Leclerc is, as the sun finally breaks through the clouds down at turn number 1, and Perez goes second, 1:18.834, as this is Lewis Hamilton once again, down towards turn 11, swings it in, just has a little bit of oversteer, and narrowly avoids the gravel. M says as well, bro, for real, my opinion, my prediction is going to be 4 teams fighting for pole. Looks like it. Carlos Sainz said weird bouncing there, was crazy. Yeah, my bold prediction is going to be 4 teams fighting for pole, says Em as well, as you can see, as Leclerc having issues and kicking up some dust as well at the exit of turn 11, as Lance Stroll's car is going through. Incident involving Tsunoda and Hamilton at turn 1 has been noted by the stewards. Presumably that's impeding. And Lance Stroll, with 4 minutes and 35 seconds to go of this qualifying session, now leaves the pit lane. Great job by the Aston Martin mechanics to get that car repaired in time. But Ted's got news.
Moment, I'm just next to Sebastian Vettel's car. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to go out, but they are giving it a go. Still feverish work. But what's the clock say, Crofty?
4 minutes and 15 seconds.
Not in the car. He's not in the car. So I think that tells you all you need to know. The cut-off time around a 1 minute 20.0. So Kevin Magnussen, this lap will be interesting for him and for Mick Schumacher. What's happened to Haas's pace? So if they can get a 1:20.0, then they've got a good chance. But that applies to Hamilton as well, doesn't it?
It does indeed. Thank you, Ted. Yeah, Haas's pace have just completely disappeared, it seems. So Vettel then is going to be a non-starter in qualifying. Race stewards have said turn 1 is involving Tsunoda and Hamilton reviewed. No further action in terms of impeding, which is nice to say. And it's also as Magnussen swings back through as well. Albon goes 13th, 120.135 for Albon as well. Hamilton goes to 8th, 119.401. Magnussen touches the grass at the exit of the last corner. Does he get out? Only 14th place for Magnussen, 122.54. Schumacher goes 13th, 120.104. Tsunoda 17th, gets himself out of the drop zone, puts Albon at risk, drops Magnussen out. Tsunoda goes 12th. Cross the line then comes Pierre Gasly, he's 13th, stays 13th, improves on time, not position. Russell crosses the line, jumps to 9th, 119.405. Latifi, he's just behind him as well. It's all action in qualifying here today, isn't it? My God, it's just like Monaco Q1. Latifi goes 18th, improves on time, not position. Zhou is 17th, goes 14th. That pushes Albon into the drop zone as well, puts Schumacher at risk. And Guan Yu Zhou's time is a 1:19.910. So Schumacher going to get out qualified, not by Magnussen for the first time this year. And pit lane incident involving Gasly noted unsafe release. So that's what. So everything's flashing up right now on the race control deck as well. This is unbelievable at the moment for Lewis Hamilton. P8 as things currently stand as well. And for Lewis Hamilton, if he does manage to get pole today, which is very unlikely, it'll be 104 pole positions. He'll have to win the next day as well to make it level, because right now Hamilton is on 103 wins and 103 poles. Big accident. Nicholas Latifi smashes into the wall. My goodness me. Coming out of turn 4 and 5, Nicholas Latifi looking like what happened with Rubens Barrichello back in... Yeah, look, remember Rubens Barrichello in 2003? It's exactly the same for Nicholas Latifi. And I was just saying this. The red flag is out. The session is stopped with 2 minutes to go. So there is enough time for us to get a restart and a last lap. Latifi's okay, he's moving around in the car, but a huge accident. The track is covered in debris and everyone having to pick their way through, and that is massive accident. I wonder if he's hit someone. Well, that's a very bizarre one. So red flag, session is stopped as it is, and yes, he's hit Stroll. I don't believe it. Lance Stroll has hit Latifi. Right, Latifi's coming across the track. Stroll's going through. So, it's Latifi and Stroll. Stroll was on a slow lap. Latifi was there too. Latifi goes up the inside. Stroll tries to get out of the way, and they just clip each other. So Latifi goes to the inside to try and get past Stroll, and Stroll just cuts back across him. And that was Stroll's fault there.
Latifi, man, what the f is he just doing? He just hit me, man.
No, Lance, that was your fault. You got out of the way, and Latifi went on the inside as well. What on earth was all that about? So all the good work from Aston Martin over the lunch break has now been thrown away as they've now got this. So Latifi was getting out of the way for... He's got out of the way for Stroll, and he got out of the way for somebody else as well. Stroll then runs alongside him, and then Latifi says, no, I'm going to go through, because Stroll backs off, and Latifi misunderstands it. Wow. That's a big one for a misunderstanding. Let's hear from Latifi.
Don't understand what he was doing.
Are you okay?
Wasn't looking in his mirrors.
Are you okay?
Car's destroyed.
Yeah, good spot there by Martin Brundle saying, I wonder if he made contact with another car. Debris getting in the cockpit of Lance Stroll as well, just alongside him. That's really strange to see. Such a strange, slow accident as well. But these F1 cars nowadays do explode in many respects in terms of carbon fibre. So with 2 minutes and 1 second left on the clock, the red flag has come out on this session. And we're just having to make sense as to what's going to happen. No word if not the session will restart or not. We are double checking. Believe me when I say we are double checking. because we need to know as well as you do if we are going green again. So this is really, really bizarre situation and really, really bizarre stuff at the moment. They are now looking at this, apparently. The stewards are looking at it. There's the confirmation. Ted has got news because this red flag has meant that Sebastian Vettel might actually get out of the session. Ted.
Does this now give him a chance to get out of the track?
Yes, the answer to your question is yes. The engine cover is brought forward. The floor is on. The side pods are now being screwed on. And if this red flag takes as long as Aston Martin think it's going to take, then Sebastian Vettel, team principal Mike Crack there, is going to be able to take part in the last 2 minutes. With a very, very quick outlap, that's enough, isn't it? To make an outlap and then a hot lap. So provisionally, the answer to your question is yes. But they are neighbours in the pit lane, Williams Racing and Aston Martin. Yeah, no sideways glances or no what was happening with your lad there between each of them. I think they understand that was just a mess up, really, rather than anyone's fault.
Cheers, Ted. So all this means that Sebastian Vettel will get a chance to head out then in the session, which is great news, especially considering after his crash in free practice 3, Ian Burgess walked into the commentary box and knows nothing of what happened in FP3 because he's been asleep and knows nothing probably of what just happened to cause this red flag. Would you like me to enlighten you?
I'm on me. I came because you said, I think you're on your Jack Jones.
Oh, yeah, on my own, Jack Jones, yeah. So,
which actually is the same make as my jumper.
Is it? Is it Jack Jones jumper?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So what happened was, in free practice 3, if you're just joining us and just waking up in the UK, good morning to you. What happened was, in free practice 3, Vettel crashed down at turn 10, broke off the front left suspension and damaged the front right, and he's got a new gearbox. He's had to repair that. With 3 minutes to go of practice 3, Lance Stroll put it in the wall, the same part of the track, and then damaged the front left suspension. Aston Martin have worked the entire lunch shift, and I've got Lance Stroll's cars ready. This red flag is going to allow Sebastian Vettel time to get in and get going. But the funny thing is, the red flag has been caused by Lance Stroll because on a slowdown run, he and Latifi came together through a misunderstanding. Latifi has now got his car completely destroyed. Here it is again, look. So there's Latifi on the inside. Here comes Stroll on a slow lap. They're all slowing down. Latifi lets Stroll through. Stroll then backs up to let Latifi go back through, and they just come together. I don't know what Stroll was thinking there, because he cut across so dramatically. It almost looked like it was intentions.
No, I don't. I think it's a case of the mirrors. He's turning a corner at that point. I don't think he expected Latifi to come back through.
Very strange accident, very strange situation then.
If he did that on purpose, which I very much doubt, I would ban him from the race.
Yeah.
But I just don't believe he did it on purpose. I think it's.
Do
you know what I think it is? Well. Looking from his point of view, right? Just then, I think he was looking in his mirrors and saw this blue thing. And I think the size of these wheels, he just misjudged it.
Yeah, I think you're right. And it was a big one there. A rear suspension immediately broken, wing off. Latifi getting thrown around. Either way, it's brought out the red flag. 2 minutes, 1 second left on the clock, which means that this session is going to restart. Let's go to the chat as well, because Beth said, come on, Danny Ricciardo. M says as well, oh no, hopefully he's okay. By the way, if Hamilton goes to Q3, it's already a win for Mercedes, absolutely. Mercedes currently down in 8th and 9th, so they're going through at the moment. Just going to say, as a Checo fan, I'm really happy that he's on the fight for pole position. Lance Stroll had the low of saying he wouldn't be in qualifying, got the high, said he would be in qualifying, then crashed immediately after. That's just typical. The two paid drivers in Formula 1 coming together and proving that maybe they're not both right for Formula 1. Latifi Pace, we see it. Williams, Stroll's a paid driver.
I must disagree with that. Latifi and Stroll are both billionaires' sons, like the one we can't mention anymore. But the truth of the matter is they've both got real talent, especially Stroll. I think the problem with Stroll at the moment is the same with his teammate.
Yeah.
right? Sebastian, because of the fact that I just don't believe Aston have got to grips with that car.
Red flag in every single session this weekend as well. 2 red flags in each of the practice sessions and a 1 red flag so far in qualifying. Beth says, I had a wombat zinger wrap for lunch with a side of wallaby on the cob, saving the mashed brown snake with Witchy Grove gravy for later. My goodness me, you're really going in for traditional cuisine down there in Australia. To be fair, though, as I said, we've had a kangaroo burger, haven't we, in our lifetime? You've had one. I know I've definitely had one. Don't know if you've ever had one before.
No.
Maybe you went there. Karoon is at the Skypad, though, with an instant report, and we'll have a word with him. Go on.
I had an alligator burger.
Did you?
Yeah.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Go on.
What do you mean?
Because look,
Oh, I thought you were going to make a joke.
Nicholas at TV.
Karoon.
Now, he's obviously got a radio call to move aside. He's got cars coming behind him, so he's done that. I think then he's got going, and this is where Stroll, you'll see, about to go past. He's now realised Stroll is also on a slow lap, and he's seen a gap and just gone there. So at this point, we'll just go at half speed. You'll see he sees the gap here, and he's just thinking, OK, I'll just go along there. And if we move it along there, at that point, Lance moves across, and it's too late for Nicholas to recover it. So if we go on board with Lance, we get a better view of it. So he's also on a cool lap. He's also going slowly. He's crawling around, and you know, this is where, watch this. This is what, as Martin said, there's a deviation from the line. So Lance is going along, and the normal line would be sort of there, and then you come across the track. So as he's moving along, watch his hands here, watch his hands, and there, he does his turn to the right, which is presumably the radio call to get out of the way because another car's coming, and he's instinctively reacted there to the right, and that's the contact. So you can see there just how that, watch the rear wheel, how it folds up on Latifi's car as they make contact. So it does seem a misunderstanding, but unquestionably Lance deviated from his line and moved over to the right, and I'm sure this is something that the 2 drivers will be discussing with the stewards afterwards and see what happens at the end.
Yeah, thanks, Karoon.
Thanks, Karoon. Green light's going to go on at 4:31, so we've got another couple of minutes left, and this is great news for Vettel.
You should try an alligator burger. They're real snappy.
I knew the joke was going somewhere. Vincent, hello Vincent again, saying was hoping for at least Magnussen to get to Q2, but oh well. At least Schumacher in Q2, but I'm happy Latifi's okay. I don't think it's Latifi's fault. I think Stroll's fault. I just seen the video. Yeah, looking back at it as well, I think it was 6 of one, half a dozen the other, but I definitely think Stroll got across.
K-Mag, just to let you know, if you don't know, that K-Mag has been quite ill this week.
He has, yeah, stomach upset.
Yeah, he's had a really bad bout of, as we say, stomach upset, but he really has been ill. It's left him very dehydrated, and like it does everybody. And you know, he's just so eager to get out there. He was told he didn't have to get out there,
but he did.
But
and that's the dedication I love to see as well from these racing drivers. Still, Pietro Fittipaldi can't get a break, can he? And this is interesting.
Latifi has improved,
yeah.
But I will say, and Latifi had real talent in GP2. He hasn't really shown it a lot in Formula One. There has been the odd occasion where he's done really well.
I want that phone case.
Good moves.
I want that phone case.
That wouldn't work for you.
Yeah. So
that really wouldn't work.
It was a wooden back. I mean, look at my phone case. Actually, where's that thing? What a red flag. Look at my phone case. It is scraped to back. That's because I wear rings, so it scratches like mad at the back. The red flag is out. We've got another 4 minutes before the session starts. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars coming back. As
he hasn't stolen it this time.
That's Lance Stroll, isn't it? And that is the official Aston Martin Suzuki Vespa, whatever it is, the little scooter that keeps running back. So far today, both Aston Martin drivers have been on
funny
that. Oh, Seb stole it again.
Seb stole it again.
Yeah, he stole it again in free practice 3 when he crashed at turn 10. It was the same part, so he nicked exactly the same scooter, and that is exactly the same scooter as well. So if Aston Martin don't get Suzuki as a sponsor for the next race, or get them both little Suzuki bikes of the paddock, they're missing a big sponsor trip there.
What, like some McLaren have
with the chrome,
with the chrome emblem on their wheel hubs.
Chrome emblem for chrome. It's genius. It is genius advertising as well. Reminder of what we've got coming up today. Then we've got the Formula E race as well from Rome. That's underway 1:30 British time with lights out at 2:03. Myself and Edward Hunter on commentary for that one. Tomorrow, though, is a very busy day. We've got the Grand Prix of Australia, 6 a.m. on air at 5:15 for the catch-up. Then we've got access as well to Formula E's second race in Rome, same time at 1:30 on air. Green light at 2 o'clock. We've then got MotoGP on air at 6:30 with the green light for 7 o'clock. And then we've got IndyCar from Long Beach. That is at 8:15 with the green light going on and the green flag being waved at 8:30. So a very busy day tomorrow.
Is it really stupid to be at the end of that pit lane?
Yes, it is.
Your car's overheating. Enter.
Yeah, they've been sat there. They've been sat there for 4 minutes. Those cars are going to be massively overheating.
Megan is in bed, and so I've just put a bit of Northern in there.
Yeah, Megan's sitting out the Australian. Yeah, Megan's sitting out Australia. She is doing MotoGP in Long Beach, however, so she's doing the America side of things this weekend, while we take the down under side as well. 50 seconds to go until the green light goes on.
That's a good picture of that McLaren.
That's a really nice picture.
I do feel that the McLaren paint job this year is more towards IndyCar than it is to... there's the first...
Just
Albon.
elbows out, I think, for this one.
2 minutes, one flying lap and one out lap. That's all they get. And Sebastian Vettel is going to be one of those cars. That is great news. He's changed his gearbox, but he will not take a penalty as it's outside the first 3 races. So Sebastian Vettel is going to join the party, and we've got a big elimination zone coming up. We know Latifi and Stroll are out, so it's Magnussen and Albon in the cusp with Vettel there. Schumacher's at the risk as well. 10 seconds to go until the green light goes on, and we will go racing again for qualifying. Red flags extinguished. Green flags are going on now. And away we go for the last 2 minutes of qualifying. It's going to be a very quick lap. The guys have got to get out there straight away in order to make sure. And look at this. Already you can't overtake in the pit lane. We saw Verstappen do that, but this is like a Grand Prix start. Ricciardo leads Albon. Then the 2 Haas cars. Magnussen ahead of Schumacher. Magnussen goes right round the outside of Albon towards turn 1. Albon's not giving that position up and tries to outbrake them into turn 3. Magnussen goes very deep there as well. Gets through. Schumacher just hanging back. Albon goes off. It's like a Grand Prix out there so far. The 2 AlphaTauris battling with Vettel.
Do you know what? That looked like a Scalextric start, didn't it?
It did.
You know, all of them started together as soon as the light went off. None of this hesitation. They're so eager to get out there, aren't they? Do you think that the weather conditions, because it looks very overcast in Melbourne there, do you think that the weather conditions are playing a part in this?
Definitely. There's a lot of overcast. Track temperature at 29 degrees, air temperature 23, 57% humidity. Look at that. It looks like it is about to bucketing it down, doesn't it? At the back half of the track. It's gone so dark out there.
Has Beth gone home to Melbourne, or is she in Sydney?
I think she said she was still in Sydney, to be fair. She said there was a lot of flooding as well.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah.
I saw that on the news. It was on ABC News last night.
Ricciardo's under pressure. He's getting passed by Magnussen. So Magnussen's gone through now as well. Magnussen, Ricciardo, Albon. Then it's Schumacher, Ocon. Then I think it's Gasly. Tsunoda, Gasly, Vettel, Zhou, Hamilton, Russell. They've all gone out there. Hamilton and Russell having to go out as well. The top 7 have stayed in the pit lane. And with 17 seconds to go, are they all going to make it across the line in time? 3, 2, 1. I don't think the 2 Mercedes are going to make it across the line. They haven't.
Do they have to? No.
They did. Yeah, they did. And I think, has Hamilton got gone into the pits? No. So Hamilton and Russell have missed the line. So we better hope no one improves. I think they're mathematically through. But now comes the big charge. The checkered flag is out for the first part of qualifying with this 2-minute section. And now here comes Ricciardo. He's 4 tenths down in the first sector. A little bit of blue smoke ahead of him as well. Can't see a car. Yeah, it's Magnussen ahead of him. So I wonder if there's some oil being dropped there from K-Mag. It's not the first time we've seen him lose hydraulic pressure. It happened in Bahrain and it happened in Saudi. No one's setting good times. Ocon fastest first and second sector, personal best. Same with Gasly.
If you're burning past the rings, sometimes it's due to overfill of the oil.
Yes, and they've restarted the engines as well. Just down to 3 DRS zones now instead of 4. They've cancelled out the DRS zone on the long sweeping gap between 8 and 9 for a safety concern. Fernando Alonso was very vocal about that in the driver safety briefing yesterday. It took 2 hours for them to agree that. Yeah, Hamilton didn't make it. Hamilton and Russell missed the flag.
Did anybody just look at the driver tracker just then? As they were going around the back end of the circuit.
2 seconds. Magnussen 17th. He's out of it as well. Ricciardo goes 11th. Albon's eliminated. So that's it. Qualifying is done. Schumacher's in the drop zone. Vettel's going to qualify into it. Both Haas cars are going to be eliminated this way. Gasly goes 10th. And where's Vettel across the line? Yeah, Vettel doesn't. Vettel goes 18th. He can't do it. Well, lack of track time, I suppose, and a new gearbox to test out. It's status quo for the elimination zone. Albon, Magnussen, Vettel, Latifi, Stroll out of the session. Both Williamses, both Aston Martins, and Magnussen in the Haas too. Schumacher goes through by the skin of his teeth as well by 0.031 of a second.
Yeah, just something, right, I have never thought of before, right? But Gasly was in front of Vettel, right? And on the driver tracker on screen, right, the T was obscured by the fact that the two were so close together. So for about 30 seconds, it spelled Vegas.
Did it?
Yeah. And where are we going next year?
Vegas, Las Vegas.
For the Grand Prix, Vegas.
Oh, wow. I'll take a look back on that, actually, because it was shown on our driver tracker as well we've got up here. So, end of Q1 then. And let's go see what Beth is saying as the cars comes back into the pit lane. First of all, no team radio, of course. And actually, we haven't actually heard any team radio. Q2 will start in 5 minutes' time. So, that's a very quick turnaround.
We need, for any Driven Monday, or whatever it's called.
Yeah, you're right there.
We need team radio for that. We need team radio for midweek debrief. We need team radio.
I think, so if it's 7:40, it starts in 15 minutes. So it'll be 7:55 the next session.
And it's that means the new session starts in Australia in 4:55.
Yes, over there.
It's 4:55 there.
Oh, there we go. The countdown. Oh, Sandy, the countdown time was obscuring the countdown clock. So there we go.
And he can, because he's posh, he can say that without causing
maximum disruption. Yeah. There we go.
And having to apologise.
Have you seen our new driver? Oh.
Thanks, guys, for getting the car. Hell of a job there.
There's the radio. So Vettel congratulating his team on getting the.
Do you think the radio you just hadn't turned it on?
I had to double check and to reset it. And let's hear from Alexander Albon. Actually, he was last on the radio.
Okay, stop the car. Are you sure? Stop with the silent switch off.
Oh, is that the yellow?
Has
Albon stopped on the track?
That looks like a hydraulic failure.
Well, it's not telling us he stopped on the track because the little driver tracker here would tell me.
We just got in our ears. I don't know if you all heard it.
Yeah,
they all heard it. That was Albon there being told to stop on the track. So Joshua was frantically
trying to find out if my driver track is working. Yeah, it's all fine. So I think the yellow, hang on, double yellow sector 18, Magnussen radio.
Box, Kevin, box. Remember the Weybridge lights.
Box.
I think.
Are we seeing a problem because people spent 4.5 minutes waiting for that green light?
Albon, apparently this yellow, where it is at sector 18, that would put it down at turn 11 exit and into turn 12. We're back with Sky Pictures, so I presume we're about to see whatever it is. Yes, he has. Albon has stopped on the track. Let's listen.
Stop. Are you sure? stop with the side and switch off.
And this is going to... And Q2 has been delayed. So start of Q2 is delayed.
All leave cancelled in the Williams pits. Thank you. All leave cancelled.
So Albon has stopped on the track. Let's listen.
Just Megan know you've got a...
Thanks, guys, for getting the car. Hell of a job there.
laptop.
Yeah, Megan does know I've got a laptop because it's doing Formula E.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I may as well do practice 2 for Formula E at this rate because qualifying's still going to be delayed. So Q1 lasted 35 minutes after this contact with Latifi and Stroll. And as SHG puts it, the 2 Canadians just made a comical scene and did Vettel a favour. Absolutely. And Aston Martin created a lot of memes this weekend. Beth says as well, the track gets slower when humidity rises up. And it's humidity at 57% as well. And you can see the clouds driving over the circuit. And let's hear from Nicholas Latifi. He's with Rachel.
I mean, for me, it's quite clear. I've just seen the video before coming here. I mean, just tried to go back by him to prepare my outlap. And it just seems like he just turned into me once I was alongside him. So, yeah, not much more to say besides that.
Looked like you let him through and then you were trying to go back past.
Yeah, so I let him through because he was pushing to open the lap, or so I was told. Then I saw he aborted the lap, so I wanted to get carried on with my own preparation lap. So I went back by him. Obviously there was a big gap, and once I kind of got past him, for whatever reason, he decided to turn. So, yeah, I mean, it's clear for me on the video. There's not much more to say.
All right, thanks, Nicholas. Thank you.
That's Nicholas Latifi down there as well. I was just saying to Dad as well that Josh Blaze is missing our pit report. I think he might still be asleep, to be fair. Then again, it is 7 a.m. in the morning, and I wouldn't blame him to be asleep, to be fair. You actually, as well, came in this morning to make sure I was awake for practice 3, and I said to you as well, I had a massive headache. Do you know how many glasses of water I downed before coming to the commentary box?
By looking at the pool on the floor, I'd say about 8.
I had 2 full glasses of water before I came. To the commentary box as well. Q2 will start at 4:44 UK over there in Australia, so that will be 4 minutes time. So I need to add another 4 minutes over there as well. So which means it'll end at 7:59. They could have put it a minute later. I mean, they could have really helped it as well. But a 4-minute delay then to the session. Out here, as there we go. There's the countdown clock operational. Yellow flag has now been rescinded, by the way, so Albon's car has been pushed back. He was out anyway. He qualified 16th, so it doesn't make too much of a problem, but that's both Williams having to be restarted. And now the sun is starting to break through, and massive crowds down there. Do you know that area? It's actually free of charge. It's only general admission over there. And down at 10, 9 and 10.
Well, if it was sloped a bit more, you could see a bit more.
Actually, if I was in Albert Park right now, I'd base myself around about that part of the track as well. The fastest sweeping section down there, 2:56 until the session starts.
How are they getting on with that new corner?
Turn 8,
which is a bit of a nightmare actually, because and also when you come out the pits, we're on cold tyres. Quite a few of them.
We've had Hamilton go off at that part of the track as well.
Yeah, quite a few of them have slipped as they've gone out.
Let's hear from the man whose birthday it was yesterday. Team Principal Gunter Steiner is down there.
We had some strange derating between turn 2 and turn 3, so he lost some power there and just didn't recover, unfortunately. But we were struggling the whole weekend, but I would say tomorrow is race day and we try to make it happen there.
Yeah, obviously, as you say, it's been a weekend issue. Where has that magical pace gone that we saw, particularly in Bahrain, for example? Any idea? Is it just purely aero?
No, I would say it isn't gone. We haven't got the best out of the car, Martin, here. This weekend we struggled with the balance all weekend, you know, and it was getting better. And Kevin not being well yesterday didn't help us, to be honest. It was just one of these weekends. It's not terrible, but it's not really good as well, you know. So we just need to focus on tomorrow on the race, and then for Imola get our heads together to get the, as you call it, the magic speed out again.
And in terms of tyre preparation for Mick here, is he needing 2 laps to bring the tyres into their best working window for maximum grip?
We will not do that one. We will make 2 runs on the same tyre, fast, slow, fast, and he has got only 1 set left anyway, so he's going out in his first run with used tyres, which did 1 lap, so just try to get a feeling for it, how the track is now.
So we've seen a Williams smashed up yet again. You've had a lot of damage there. Presumably you have to brief your drivers now. Look, you know, leave a bit of margin on the table do not bring me a wreck back.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good now, that as well. You know, not only not a good performance, but also wreck. So hopefully we don't do that. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, we don't want to...
Thank you, Gunther Steiner and Sky F1.
Yeah, because it could actually make you not be at the race, because there are 3 of the outfits that are here that haven't got spare chassis.
And if we just seen Williams are going to be out of it
Too
now
early
as well.
in the year for a spare chassis for some of the smaller teams.
Yeah, and also, remember, these cars are practically the same as what they were in pre-season testing from Bahrain, because the cars haven't actually gone back to the factory. We did Bahrain testing, a week later it was the race, a week later it was Saudi Arabia, and then the cars got shipped from Saudi straight to here.
You know, Toto and Christian all have this thing about who's more famous than the other. And and you know, but Gunther, right? Do you know the famous walk-in where you get mobbed by the people and ask for autographs? Gunther is having trouble getting in and out of this circuit because of the fact that he's got so many fans now because of a certain Netflix documentary.
Indeed, he does. Green light is on then at the end of the pit lane. We are underway for the next part of qualifying, and we've gone very blotchy again. Sorry, everyone. Don't know what's happening here at the moment. We've gone very blotchy, so we'll try and figure out what the problem is and hope to get it sorted soon. Apparently, we're still... Oh, no, hang on a minute. We really are blotching again. So we'll keep the commentary up and just make sure that we're... Oh, okay, there we go. I think we're back now.
We spend most of the week on at our... internet supplier, and they will upgrade to a
Oh,
they're actually
there we go.
over doubling it, so it should improve.
We're back, yeah, and I think it's next door, playing with a magnet next to our box again, like they do.
You have some weird
Well, yeah, just get a magnet and it'll work. We're just trying to get it restarted. You can see the thing at the bottom of our ticker here as well. Just look, there it is. Look through your head. You've got magnets going towards you now as well. I need to get that reorganised, actually. And we're back. There we go. Knew it would tick together eventually. 7:45, so everyone's waking up, starting to log into their computers and all that like this time in the morning.
I'm usually listening to Radio 4.
You are, yes, at this point of the time, yeah.
Catching up, laying in bed and listening to the news on Radio 4. The Today programme.
Right, let's get back up and running.
Go see Talk 3. Think about Talk 4 if you need it.
Green light is on then, and with 13 minutes and 20 seconds to go in this part of qualifying, 15 minutes and 15 cars. The Q2 would have taken Q1 and Q2 would have taken a full hour, so we're running about 15 minutes behind schedule, which isn't great news. Verstappen there looking good on the first turn. He never got a run in FP3 on the C5 tyre, the softest run. He always kept making mistakes. So the qualifying is a giant leap into the unknown for him as well to get this right.
I always feel that at that point that if someone went through that catch fencing, they could end up in the reception of that building behind.
I've always thought that, to be fair. Same as that as well.
And people say, oh, you can't go over the catch fencing. Remember Imola.
Remember Imola. And
GP2 in Imola about 4 or 5 years ago. Check it up.
And also,
the car actually went over the catch fencing.
Remember as well, Dario Franchitti at Houston 2013.
Oh, yeah.
Him getting launched up in the air.
previous one.
And if we're talking about flying, the most famous driver that was for flying was Mark Webber, who at one point couldn't seem to keep his car on the ground.
There's another yellow flag out there somewhere on the circuit. It's Sector 3, but this is Sector 3 now, so it must have been somewhere behind. It's again down at turn 11. It's Sergio Perez. He's gone wide. His teammate goes fastest. 1:18.611. Perez, I think, made an error, but we're going back to green now.
Yeah, he's back on.
Is it Perez?
No, I don't think it was
Perez.
No,
the timing screen flashed Perez up, but it could have been Tsunoda or Schumacher. So we'll try and find that out for you in a second and see who it was. Perez crosses the line, goes second. Hamilton to third. He's 10 seconds. Oh, maybe it was Hamilton. It was Hamilton, I'm being told. It's Hamilton who made the mistake.
And in Sector 2, it was.
Yeah. Russell and Hamilton, both of them off in Sector 2. Leclerc crossing the line, goes third, 1:19.008. Sainz goes seventh. No, sorry, that's Schumacher. Here's Sainz, fourth.
6 cars in front still to go. Don't think you'll get backed up too much.
Oh, big slide from
Verstappen,
Alonso.
the first car in turn 4.
Alonso's flying.
4 cars still to go.
This Alpine, look.
Wind similar to Q1.
I hate Norris's engineer. He always talks.
Actually, now because Megan's still in bed, we can tell you that when Gunther was being mobbed by these fans the other day, he was in direct competition with Alonso.
He was.
And Alonso lost.
Alonso just went second.
More people were shouting his name, Gunther's name, than they were Fernando.
Look at the two Mercedes, both in the drop zone as things stand. Alonso's gone second on a 1:18.815. So Fernando Alonso is currently P2. Alpine have looked so fast and so consistent this weekend as well. Megan might actually make the decision to commentate on the race tomorrow by this point.
Do you know, the thing is that the rumour from the Mercedes is that they do actually know now what is the problem. And
Perez.
I think it's been tested out on one of the sister cars this weekend.
Okay.
Which is all to do with the price cap.
There's Gatorading.
They will fast produce the answer.
Yeah.
If maybe they're talking about the first European Grand Prix before you see it.
Yeah, that's in Imola next time out, I think. Russell's, he got on the grass in the entrance to turn 11 and just did exactly what Hamilton did actually yesterday.
I mean, if this was last year without the price cap, what they would have done would the fast produced it now
and got it sent over.
Yeah, and you'd have been doing 5 or 6 different things. Nice rainbow.
That's the first time I've seen a rainbow captured on a F1 camera in my life.
Do you remember when we was in going through Selby?
Yes.
In the fields, and there was a
the
rainbow flat on the ground.
Norris radio.
So it is a double call, just to confirm? No, single call. It'll be a single call.
That was Norris on the radio then as things stand. Verstappen fast sector 1, slow sector 2, but Perez is continuing to light up the board. He's fast sector 1 and 2.
It just hovered above the field.
Quickly then, before Verstappen crosses the line, to Beth. Quickly as well. SHG says Mick Schumacher outqualifies Kevin Magnussen. Yep, that's for the first time. Verstappen coming to the line first of all. Is he going to go faster? No, he's off big time. 1.25 and he backed off. Perez is coming through the last couple of corners now. Here he is. Perez looking quite quick. Fast sector 1, okay, sector 2. Perez crosses the line and goes fastest overall with a 1:18.340. So that's an incredibly strong time then for Sergio Perez. Both he and Verstappen have done 12 laps in this session, and Yuri Vips is delighted with that one. Quickly then to Beth, who says, so overall and long term, is Netflix effect a good thing for F1?
I think it is,
yes,
because it's now been taken up by MotoGP, who are on Amazon Prime.
They are, yes. As Danny Ricciardo and Brundle and Danny Ricciardo, yep, all good. There's M says, my prediction has come to reality, it seems. Yep, Red Bull, Alpine, Ferrari and McLaren, 4 teams fighting for pole position as we see Sergio Perez, who's fastest, on a 1:18.340, sparking again from the rear. SHT says, Ocon really need to keep it up, man. Alonso is outpacing him. And M's really happy.
The interesting thing about these downforce cars is that...
Hamilton.
Traffic with the Red Bull.
Copy, complete the lap.
I had a problem with the Red Bull was in the way.
Oh, I've heard that before.
Yeah.
Was it Verstappen? It was Verstappen. It was Verstappen.
The downforce means that
Verstappen radio. Sorry.
Traffic with the Red Bull.
Hamilton, complete the lap.
And Verstappen knows that could give him an impeding penalty because the stewards have been really up on that recently.
Yeah, and I think that is a slam dunk. Anyway, when I was a kid, one of the problems was all the way through to the early 90s, with the downforce cars, the plank had to be... There are actually now little gradient lines on the plank. And if you go to one of the red ones, you get disqualified, right? And as you see on the cars now, when they're going down the straight, they're sparking like mad. That's the little things to make them
iron
spark,
skid blocks,
which are basically the skid blocks are to to prevent damage to that plank. But these downforce cars are going that low that they are damaging the plank. And how long before we get somebody like you did in the 70s, 80s, and 90s getting disqualified because the plank?
Hamilton was on a lap, yeah.
That's Verstappen on the radio.
I don't know what he said there.
I think was he on the lap? And then bleep bleep, wasn't it?
Bleep bleep bleep.
I don't know if you heard the radio message yesterday where it literally just said bleep as well. Just one long word. It began with an F. We understood it was. Beth,
his engineer keeps going on about the fact that he's fed up of him shouting down his radio.
Yeah, could you keep it? Yeah, thank you for saying that very calmly, he said as well.
Yeah, thank you very much.
And actually, just quickly on Beth, because she said about here as well, Vern Chopin lives on the Adelaide Grand Prix track in a nice townhouse, and that's where his 962 CR lives. He still drives it regularly as well. I'm sure, I don't know if that's true or not. The
Australian joke. I'm holding onto you.
Okay, we're box this lap. Stop in front of the garage, please.
Confirm. I guess mistakes. I improved on second lap, but mistakes in turn 11.
It's Lando.
I think just very lucky.
Beth says, the plank, I thought that was a 70s comedy skit or something like that. I must say thank you to Beth publicly as well on air. She sent me a fantastic email where it's Max Verstappen's car doing a pit stop practice. We're incorporating it into the show tomorrow.
Eric Sykes, who was a paratrooper during the war, like my dad, they were in the same regiment but not in the same unit, and he was brilliant in that. And the late great Tommy Cooper, just like that. What?
Where's my fez?
I don't know. What's this? I don't know, but it's coming back the other way.
If you want, Formula E is just about to start their second practice session. Oh dear.
If you've never seen the plank, it is actually very funny.
My notes are falling off the wall.
So that is also available on YouTube, I believe.
Yeah, my notes are falling off the wall. I can't get these driver notes to stick up. There we go.
And straight line braking 10-11.
Oh, his notes are falling off the wall because he's got this
new wall,
new wall. Have you shown them a picture of it?
I think I put it on Instagram. I can't remember now.
Oh, you put it on the Instagram?
I think I did. I can't remember.
That square up there looks like a woman's face staring at you.
Yeah.
No, that one. The small one at the top. There. Yeah, no, to the right. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay, back to the TV pictures.
Back to the TV pictures.
Get distracted. It's a
it is
cul-de-sac,
exciting here, isn't it?
Well, Science 8...
Well, it's very early in the morning for me.
Oh, I've been buzzing around. Science 8th fastest as it stands. We've still got another 3 minutes, remember, as well. So these are only the beginning rounds. Lovely setting sun in the background, qualifying an hour later than what we usually have it as well. So the sun really now giving a nice glow down the start-finish straight. Science crosses the line, goes third.
Track is clear. In front and behind. You can push.
That's Sainz on the radio, and he's third fastest. He can push. He's got no one in front of him and no one behind him. As Gasly and Tsunoda seem to have backed off on their lap times to have another run on the C5, but Bottas is coming in thick and fast.
Bit like Gorgeous George in the last race. No one in front of him, nobody behind him.
Everybody has noticed you started calling him that as well, actually. So
what, Gorgeous George?
Yeah, so is that nickname for him?
Gorgeous George has been George's nickname since I can't remember.
Long time.
Know, Martin Brundle described him as Gorgeous George, and it does stuck.
Here comes Leclerc, fastest sector 1, down sector 2, and second sector 3. 1:18.606 then for Leclerc. Keeps up that time.
Martin and George come from about 70 miles down the road in Kings Lynn, near where the Queen lives.
I can't find where Megan's laptop has crashed. That's why. There it is. Okay, so I need to fix that with 2 minutes to go. Great, that's a worry and a half.
Let me know in time if you want me to induce a bit more.
It's looking very quick at the moment, isn't it? As the Ferrari's all backing up.
One of the problems we had yesterday was them holding back. There are some blind areas around. You go around a corner and all of a sudden there's a car, and they all got told off about that by the race stewards yesterday. Told to, be more careful. But that's the job to inform them of the engineers. They've got driver trackers just like us. I mean, at the moment, we've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars just following each other. Impossible to see who is who on the driver tracker.
The driver tracker is basically just being absolutely nothing at the moment. It's really bizarre. As things stand, going into the last couple of minutes of qualifying. I think I've kept this on a bit too long. As we come through.
What?
It's fine. I need to restart it. It crashed. Coming through then as well.
That's Megan's laptop.
Well, she's not awake, so she won't know. And she didn't watch these back anyway. So anyway, Ocon 11th, Bottas 12th, Joe 13th, Schumacher 14th, Tsunoda 15th. They are eliminated at the moment. So we'll keep an eye out on how things stand as well as I try and multitask every single thing on the planet. Ocon flies it through. 60 seconds left then of this first part of Q2 as well. Who's going to be eliminated and go through to qualifying number 3 as well? The first Q qualifying here for years and years as they keep coming through. Ocon looking quick. First sector is a 27.1. He's down. Oh, he's up. Yeah, 27.1, but he's up. Timing screen not making any sense at the moment.
So, everybody knows that the timing screens don't make no sense, especially when you're watching the wrong one, because I've got Formula E's timing screen in front of me.
Sorry.
Look at that one. Yeah, well, that's because there was a big white jumper in the way.
Sorry.
We're all wearing jumpers in here today because of the fact that, have I mentioned mine's a posh one?
Yes.
Yes. Jack Jones. Anyway, that should get me another one. Anyway.
5 seconds left then of qualifying number 2. Drivers in the drop zone. Ocon, Bottas, Zhou, Schumacher, Tsunoda. Gasly's at the top there as well. He's at the risk in P10. Everyone else going through. The Team Mercedes could be dropped out as well. Checkered flag is out. It waves for Esteban Ocon, the first car to meet it. He goes up to P8. That puts Gasly out. Bottas goes 12th. He's eliminated in the Alfa Romeo. Gasly's fighting for control, coming through turn 12 and 13. Can he have the power? Can he have the speed? Flat out, down the back straight away now. Is it quick enough? No, even more no. Gasly's out of it. Ricciardo's 9th. He's looking good. So it's Zhou, Schumacher, Tsunoda. The times we've got to keep an eye on. Ricciardo's already through. Sainz goes 2nd. 1:18.469. Here comes Ricciardo. Stays P8. 1:19.130. Tsunoda now. Can he get out of this part of qualifying? He's racing to the line. I don't think he can. 13th for Tsunoda, only across the line, I'm afraid. 1:19.924. Guan Yu Zhou 14th,
Lewis
and Schumacher's out.
The 10th.
Yeah, and there you go.
And up into 8th.
So Hamilton improves, and Ocon now gets dropped as Schumacher pits. So it's out. Gasly, Bottas, Tsunoda, Zhou, and Schumacher going through. Perez, Sainz, Leclerc, Verstappen, Alonso, Norris, Russell, Hamilton, Ricciardo, and Ocon. Big success for Mercedes. Both cars through to Q3 for the first time in a while.
Yeah, because these cars have had absolutely no updates this weekend. You know, it was not possible. I suppose they could have flown some things out themselves.
They could have, yeah.
It's because of the fact that the hang on.
No, it's fine like that. I'm just saying that because then you can see
it's scratching on the.
No, it's not actually touching. It wasn't touching the screen.
Domestic.
She does more with that laptop anyway. The amount of times I've had to catch it for.
Listen to your dad.
Anyway, just quick. What's this from Tsunoda? Is this why he was so many seconds out? Has he gone off it down at turn 11? Yes, big slide and through the gravel as well. He was looking not to get sucked into the wall like Stroll did earlier on in the session. Wow.
Do you like sweet chicken and mushroom? Actually, Megan does.
She does, yeah, all that.
She does like sweet chicken and mushroom.
So it's
in rice.
Yeah. So let's take a look at the group chat then. This is Lewis Hamilton down at turn 11. Oh, no, this is turn 10
My
exit.
two younger children eat a lot of chicken and rice.
They do. Q3 will start at 5:07. So that is in 6 minutes' time. Beth has said as well.
Humidity is up.
With the darkest visor you have. The darkest visor you have. The sun is horrible.
Man, the sun was so low I couldn't even see where I'm going with this visor.
I used to hate
doing it too.
I used to hate that. You know, when the sun is directly on the road and shining at you, especially when the road's a bit wet.
Yeah.
Or new tarmac. Like, this is new tarmac.
Yeah, brand
First
new tarmac.
time in 25 years.
Yeah, and it shines up at you as well. A lot of cars on the track there as well, blocking. But Q3 will start at 5:07. But everybody there, you heard Guan Yu Zhou and Charles Leclerc.
Why have we got a picture of Mickey Babes?
Well, Mickey
weighing himself.
Well, hang on. the sun is setting. It's causing a problem. Everyone's now requesting the dark visor. This is the problem when you race an hour later than what you normally have. Double yellow, Sector 13. Double yellow, Sector 9. So this isn't even for the qualifying. They're just double yellowing everything.
And for Haas fans, it can't be Mickey because Mick is there.
Yeah, so I wonder what this is caused.
So I wonder who is it? The driver.
Yeah, prepare another helmet with the darkest visor you have.
Copy.
The darkest visor you have. The sun is horrible. Actually, it's dangerous. Cannot see anything.
Okay, copy.
Do you know the mix in a trick in MotoGP? You can put the maker's name and things like that on the top of the visor, right? You know, and then it's an advisor.
Oh, advisor.
Advisor, I get it.
Yes. This is what I have to put up with without Megan here for the first time in God knows how many races. Anyway, as I come through, we'll go green. Green is out, which is great to see.
Are you ready to submit your VAT online?
Not as far as I know. Oh, this is the problem with multiple computers. Everything's going on.
He's got too many screens now.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 monitors to keep an eye on in this commentary box, plus a wall full of notes and a book full of notes as well. It's a bit chaotic. This is when it comes as well when we have. It looks like mission control, actually. I've just looked down. It looks like a mission control room.
From April the 1st, the amount of money you're paying for the electricity has gone up. I'm making sure of it. I think I'll raise it by 54%.
And who got the Sky deal? That stopped him. Yeah, we're with Sky Q for Miami onwards. I'm looking forward to that. Means that I actually get to close my bedroom window because that's where the HDMI lead goes to the commentary box out from the TV upstairs and down here. So I actually get to close. So I'll be warm just in time for the summer. Then again, it's British summer, so it's bound to be freezing still anyway.
It's warmer than it is now here.
Let's see Lewis Hamilton on a radio.
Please have other helmet ready.
He did too.
Please have other helmet ready.
Roger.
I'm not saying it's cold outside, but there's 3 ducks out there in jackets.
Max Verstappen as well, I think, is also saying about the radio.
Mate, I can't see with the sun. It's unbelievable. I'm completely blinded.
Is this going to be a problem for the race, do you reckon, coming up? As we've got a yellow out again, Sector 14.
Well, it's the race at this time? I thought it was...
Race is at 6, but they'll be racing at this time. 6 till 8 is the 2-hour slot for the race. So that's a worry. If they red flag it at any point tomorrow, then
it might just
start worrying.
Might just add to the excitement.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, though. The changes they've made to this track work. It's exciting.
Who invented gaffer tape? I'll tell you.
Well, got gaffer tape over here, gaffer tape all around the doors now, gaffer tape on that door. It's gaffer tape. It's just a gaffer
what do you
box.
think's holding up the soundproofing?
The gaffer tape.
Gaffer tape.
It's on the back there, this other side of the box. Cleaning is now a nightmare, though. How are you going to get a Hoover past this monitor now?
Cleaning? When was the last time you cleaned this?
Well, actually, about a week ago. But the spiders work fast in this commentary box as well. Oh,
I mean, there's a footprint on the ceiling that's been there about 8 years.
I didn't put that there. They didn't touch the garage, did they? I don't know.
We had a new roof on here.
Oh, I forgot about that. Hang on, they had a new roof and they still never took down that door.
What door?
The old door.
Why would they need to take down a door? It's a roof.
Oh, I know, but repairing everything, my goodness. We're babbling. 20 seconds to go until the green light goes on for the final part of quali. And as per usual, the full qualifying 3 will be repeated in the pre-show tomorrow, which means for the next 12 minutes, it's basically a repeat as well. That gives everybody time who missed it. Coming up. Okay, here we go then. The start of the final part of qualifying begins now. 12 minutes. And the green light is on at the end of the pit lane. The top 10 cars head out onto the track then for a sort of super pole session as well. First up there, it looked like one of the Red Bulls. It was Max Verstappen. Then comes Leclerc, Sainz, Perez and Hamilton as well. going out there. Alonso, Norris, Russell, Ricciardo, Ocon, the next drivers going through. And if you are on Sky Q or Sky Glass, you can watch highlights of qualifying alongside live action by pressing the red button.
And if you're on YouTube, you can watch highlights of us anytime you like.
That's a good call, actually, yeah. To be fair, we will be on Sky Q in Miami, so I can press that button. Can't wait to see 4K television. You
can have 4K television, but if you press the highlights, how are you going to commentate on the race?
Good point, but I'd rather have 4K telly, to be fair.
Sometimes the boy just does not think.
What I do want to try during the practice session, at least, and because the box will be in here, I can flick backwards and forwards. I want to try the split screen.
Caller, I'm on 9-1.
Do you know the split screen that Sky have got? That's what I want to have for a session.
A split screen?
Split screen.
Oh, you posh people.
I know. Just going through then to the YouTube chat.
I know you're related to the Queen, but you know.
Beth has said as well, genuine Australian learning moment. You should search YouTube for witchy grubs, which are only found down under, usually hiding in bark or dead trees. I think
I've seen
those,
them.
Yeah. Before you ask the answer, yes, we do. Seriously, yes, no
well,
joke.
I've seen some grubs in trees.
Like sweet chicken with mushroom. I think we've seen that. The humidity is up. Yeah, humidity now at 60%. It's rising dramatically as well. As Verstappen starts lap time. Nice through turn 1 and 2 as well. And that was, yeah, nicely done. And Josh Plays is awake as well. I was hoping there was a red.
Good morning, little Josh.
That was a very loud scream and not needed, considering now they're next door going to have a go at you rather than me. SHG says,
soundproofing, lad.
It's not that good. I put Gasly qualifying P10 and Bottas P11 as my prediction. Both were just one position off. Josh, yeah, I just woke up and Plays, because you're not been here, the entire channel has gone to the dogs. #yes. It has been a bit chaotic, this one, to be fair. As they come through, Verstappen's fastest in that first sector. It's a 26.762. Sector 2 coming up now at turn 10. He's faster still. 17.782 as well. So getting faster, getting closer, getting more time on the front, which is great news as well.
Actually, the dogs are asleep.
Yeah, they're not barking yet, which is nice. You might have heard them, not our dogs, across the roads dogs, with the house backs on. You might have heard them in the MotoGP commentary we did. Oh, look, he's locked up. Verstappen locks up down into turn number 13 as well. He lost a lot of time there. This is not going to be good news then. Cross the line comes Verstappen. Provisional pole position is his with a 1:18.399. The first driver into the 1:18s this weekend. Great time there. Here comes Perez to the line. Is he quicker or not? Faster, faster, faster. It's a 1:18.398. It's a thousandths difference. Perez is top. Perez takes provisional pole by 1/1000th of a second. My goodness.
Christian was...
Leclerc. Leclerc's... Yeah. Why is he backed off?
No, he's just getting space.
He's at Ricciardo through and he's waiting for Sainz.
Yeah. Christian was worried yesterday because of the fact that that Red Bull was too light on the front end and they couldn't seem to find a way. Well, overnight, some genius has found a way because look at them now.
And Perez on top, going for his second pole in his row. Ricciardo will send Australia into raptures with a 1:19.032, and they're happy with that. Big smiles at the top of the Melbourne Bridge there. Leclerc 6th, Sainz 7th. They're running together.
Okay.
Nice sunglasses. Your mother would like them.
He's on a lap, but yeah, should be good.
Hamilton's flying now. First sector is a personal best at 27.160. Sector 2 is coming up now. Down at turn 9. Hamilton's on a string of pole positions here. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 as well. He's 0.3 off the pace at the moment. So that string is going to be broken today of pole sitters in Australia. They've all been Sir Lewis Hamilton. At the moment, Leclerc, first sector, is only green. Same for Sainz. No one's improving dramatically out there. Russell, 27.1. Russell's actually going quicker than anybody at the moment. Bar Leclerc did a 28.6 in that first sector. And Alonso in the second sector is faster by 0.2 to Perez. Alonso stands a chance of getting pole position here. And I didn't think I'd say that. Megan has just leapt out of bed and is now running to the commentary box as Leclerc is 7th at the moment.
Man, why the f*** I locked up there?
We've got a yellow. We've got a red flag.
Yeah.
Someone's hit the wall. It's Alonso! It's Alonso at turn 11! And I collapsed in the commentary box. I don't believe it. And that was crucially before Sainz got to the line, Leclerc takes provisional pole position with a 1:18.239. But it's Fernando Alonso who was fastest in the second sector by over 0.2 of a second. The pole lap would have been his, and he's thrown it away. I don't believe it.
But looking at that, it's just an overrun, isn't it? He's gone on to the. Has he gone on the?
He's gone on the curb and he's dragged him to the gravel.
And
Yeah.
has he gone onto that green artificial grass?
Let's take a look. Coming in wide on the A-trench.
No, just over the things.
Yeah.
Yeah, just too fast into the corner. For someone of Alonso's standard.
I lost the hydraulics.
Oh!
I could not change gear.
That explains it. Because I was worried
Yeah.
because my daughter would actually kill me for calling Alonso.
It wasn't his fault. Hydraulic pressure went.
It had not to be his fault. Megan has already texted us and said it wasn't his fault.
Wow. Oh, Fernando. And that is heartbreaking that the hydraulics failed and it led to the crash.
What does not his fault in capital letters mean?
Megan's shouting and raging now as well, I can bet. So Alonso crashes out of qualifying, and I'm actually glad she's missed Australia because I reckon right now her face would just be like on the verge of tears, especially after a fastest second sector.
Yeah, the fastest of all in the second sector.
Look, he was 0.2 quicker than Leclerc's second sector. That would have been pole.
Leclerc was fastest in sector 3.
Yeah. That would have been pole for Alonso.
According to our timing screen, nobody was fastest in sector 1.
That would have been Alonso's 23rd pole position and his first pole since 2013.
Yeah, exactly. A lap time not there. It's a shame, but we give it a go.
There's something in the air tonight. I think it's the sun, Fernando.
Oh, Megan, I'm sorry. I can hear her right now.
I reckon we could blame that on the sun, even though it was the other way.
It was the hydraulics.
I know.
We can blame it on the hydraulics, but we'll blame it on the sun. It makes more sense that way to blame it on the sun as well. Just making sure that all the timings are correct as well. Alonso has crashed. No. Oh, no. Another hydraulic issue. Yep. And Beth has said as well. Oh, and let's see. Josh Play says, I was asleep for 12 hours. Yes, 12 hours. Well, you were up at 3 a.m.
That's because you were up so early yesterday.
To be fair, I wish I had 12 hours. Let's take a look at Carlos Sainz coming through. And let's hear the radio.
Yeah. So
Yeah, exactly. Lap time not
He
there.
got caught out there.
Yeah, the red flag came out just as he crossed the line, so that wasn't his fault as well. And yeah, there's confirmation of it's not actually the correct bill, but it's my bill for the month of Vodafone. That's nice to know. We'll take that in a minute. Red flags came out just across the line, so that was great to see as well. And Josh Play says as well, I woke up at 5, should have got up then. Don't bother. It's always different as well as they come through. But
he's talking about his Vodafone bill rather than...
I'm talking about the Vodafone bill, yeah. Beth says, Ian, are you doing race tomorrow? ?
I don't know. I never know how I am.
He just sort of wanders in and...
I just felt... I just woke up and felt...
okay at the moment.
Okay enough to come and do this.
We have backup people, believe
Somebody
me.
woke me up, actually.
Yeah, it wasn't me.
Somebody woke me up.
Was it me or was it Mum?
You woke me up before she woke me up.
Oh, well, actually, yeah, Ted's in the pits.
Or not able to, or rather when they did cross the line, it didn't register because it had already been a red.
Because the red flag had been flown.
Yep.
I wondered about Charles Leclerc. We can actually have a look now at the moment that Charles Leclerc did cross the line. Here we are, on board.
And this is Sainz. Look, green. Just to get. Oh no, hang on a minute. This is the Leclerc's pole lap at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not the one, the red flag one for.
Oh, and speaking of red flags, there's a red flag in the Formula E session as well. Look, the red flags come out in Formula E in their second practice session. I wonder what that's for. Oh, it's Andre Lotterer. Oh no, hang on a minute. It's Oliver Askew. Oliver Askew has stopped on the track somewhere, according to that timing screen.
Oliver's army is here to stay.
Well, I'll be commentating on... Well, the reason I've got Megan's laptop is because I'm recording the 2 timing screens for Formula E, so you can join us for highlights of the practice sessions, qualifying, and the race live later on. Karun has news.
The light was, because I could see behind the sky pad the sun is well and truly setting. On the sky pad, I've got Fernando Alonso's on-board Crofty. As he was going down the straight, he's going up the gears, absolutely no problem. Changes up to 8. Now, look on the steering wheel there, he makes a change on the torque map, which should allow him to adjust the engine braking, basically. It gives him a bit more support on corner entry. So when he's gone down the gears, he's managed to get down to 4th. Watch his finger here. I'm going to try, well, Zoom's not working, but watch his finger. I'll play it in slow motion, and he's trying further attempts to try and get it down to 3rd. But this is what he's complained about. He couldn't get it down to 3rd gear, which is, I think, the gear he wanted. And that, you know from driving on the road, right? When you're going down a steep downhill on your country lane, you go down a gear, you get a bit more retardation and support. And that's what he didn't get, and that's basically ended up sending him wide off the track. Once he's in the gravel, he's a passenger, watch his hands here, he's frustrated, flicking his fingers around, saying, I needed to get one more downshift. But yeah, unlucky for him, and
only
I'm
looks
sure
like
Alpine
it's
will try and explain what happened.
front left suspension, though.
It's Alonso's turn on the moped of Melbourne at the moment now, on the back.
That's a different moped.
Is it? Yeah, it looks a bit different, doesn't it?
It is a different moped. You have to have a team moped, just like you have in
Oh, there's the other one.
MotoGP.
Oh, there's 2 mopeds, 2 Suzuki mopeds.
That's the one.
So the car's being returned to behind the wall, and the red flag is out. Melbourne is... Why? I don't understand. Melbourne seems to be more of a dangerous circuit.
It does for Alonso.
Than Saudi.
He had to be dug out of his car a few years ago.
He did, yeah. But we've had session will resume at 5:25, so that's in 6 minutes' time. But we've had 2 red flags in every single session so far this weekend. 2 in practice 1, 2 in practice 2, 2 in practice 3, now 2 in qualifying.
Hazel Southwell has tweeted.
What she tweeted?
They've got a red flag too.
Yeah, she's tweeted saying, we've got a red flag too after Askew and Lotta have both clobbered the wall at the exit turn 13, which is weirdly called 13.1 because of, I don't know... presumably moving the start line around. Askew driving back a wobbly car, tractor a time for Lotterer.
Yeah, because the corners here have all gone after 8 and 9 have gone down 2 in a number.
Yeah, 8.1 in that lot. Yeah.
Oh well.
That was
that's
Latifi
and Stroll
in Q1.
The more you see that, the more you think that could be a time at the stewards.
Yeah,
for Lance Stroll.
Yeah, he was. Why make that? Look! He moved.
He moved
in a position you wouldn't normally move at,
and
we saw that live as well.
Do you know, Crofty's just agreed with me.
Stewards.
I just heard Crofty say stewards.
And he very much puts the blame on you. And says he has watched the footage. What would you say to what happened?
Well, no. I mean, we were on a cool lap.
Stroll, Mike, please.
I saw the video and he went to try and pass me all of a sudden in a very awkward part of the circuit. The circuit falls off to the right and then to the left where that is, and I think what happened was just very awkward. He was, all of a sudden just trying to come by me, and it gets narrow as the circuit falls to the right. And then we made contact. Quite a ridiculous incident.
I'll ask you just to step a tiny bit over there. Thanks.
Yeah.
So from what we saw, I mean, it looked like he let you past, and then he wanted to get going, so he went past you again. Were you moving aside for anyone on your left-hand side at all? Or?
No, I was watching for the cars behind me, but as I said, the circuit really falls off to the right there. And I think as he was trying to accelerate and get by me, it gets quite narrow to the right, and then to the left afterwards, as it's kind of an S there. So just very awkward situation at an awkward part of the track, I guess.
All right, thanks, Lance. Thank you.
That was Lance Stroll over the radio then.
A very subdued Lance Stroll that seems to be taking the blame for that without actually saying it.
I think he knows, doesn't he?
I think he knows, yeah. I think he's going to the stewards.
Beth says, red flag this, and 2, don't think that KFC wrap was cooked properly. Oh dear. As this is Perez coming through.
She says KFK.
KFK, of course. Kentucky Fried Kangaroo. Not cooked properly. Oh dear.
And
have the roos tonight.
Yeah, it'll make you bounce, won't it, that one? Bounce all the way upstairs or
what's it?
downstairs if you live in a bungalow.
We've changed proporting this weekend. It's now gator hopping for this weekend as well. Was the combination of Adam and Beth's comments in practice this morning. Beth says, yeah, Stroll, yeah, my fault. Oh, so it was his fault. Okay. And what's this from Hazel Southwell? Askew car is Askew? Oh dear, that's Chris Medland as well, who's tweeted back. I should have thought of that, says Hazel as well. So the Twitter chat getting very much going through. F1 Motorsport Broadcasting says as well, nice to see the Halo graphic back this weekend. No change on previous seasons from what I can tell. No, just the same. But I'm just trying to understand what time the...
It's a nice picture.
Yeah, it does look it, doesn't it?
Melbourne in the setting sun.
Oh, I've missed it. When the session started, I actually missed a text message from Jack Pickering, who is trackside in Rome for us this weekend as well. So we're going to have interviews from all the drivers of the end of the race. And
why has Megan got on her laptop screensaver? Why is it Seattle?
I don't know. I really don't know actually why it's Seattle.
Fraser?
Probably. I was surprised it's not Fernando Alonso as a screensaver, to be fair.
Oh, my
Just
God.
Fernando bobbing around the screen in top corners.
Line 2.
What would Fernando do? What was his, just Fernando, when he screamed his championship win, bobbing to corner? Bob.
Actually, if he had one of those kangaroo things, you know, kangaroo raps, right, you could actually sing to him, you know, there's something in the air tonight, Fernando.
I've just realised, actually, we replay qualifying, don't we, for the race tomorrow, which means I've got to edit out the red flag segment again. Oh, that's going to be a nightmare.
Do you know what I'm going to do tomorrow morning?
What?
Bang on Megan's wall.
What, to wake her up? Or?
Yeah, so that I don't have to come in here and do it.
Yes, well, we might have a couple of co-commentators on tomorrow as well. It seems like everybody wants to be on now because the American are awake. It's their race as well. It's earlier than us. Reminder, we will be on USRN 2 tomorrow for the Australian Grand Prix. You can get that on the Mixlr app over in America as well. It's available to download as well on the App Store and the Google Play Store as well. And we'll be on for that. And don't forget about the Grid Network as well. Our pre-race show coming up later on this afternoon.
And good luck later on to our local lads, Sam Lowes and Little Oggy, in the MotoGP.
At Texas.
Very
much looking forward to that one as well. We've got a great weekend of racing coming up.
Little Oggies did really well, actually, because, you know, his combined time for the second practice brought him up into 17th, considering he was 29th because they had a problem with the bike.
That is really good news.
That is a really good thing. Little Oggies coming in on so fast.
Hang on, 3 seconds, 2, 1. And the green light is on at the end of the pit lane, and qualifying 3 resumes. The 2 Mercedes are the first cars out of the pit lane as well, all now desperately trying to get through and trying to get up into at least the top 5. They want to go ahead of Ocon, ideally, don't they, in terms of positions. We had a long red flag. That was a very, very long red flag. The session that was due to finish at 19 minutes past the hour is now going to finish beyond half past. So qualifying would have taken about an hour 40 to complete, which seems absolutely insane at the moment. I've got to get a qualifying. There's only about an hour left until qualifying for Formula E get underway as well.
I've got to look at my TED notebook because I don't know what finishing time I put on this.
Oh dear, you might have to hop back in or away then, straight after the session.
Any way to get out of this.
As soon as the checker flag goes, hop out the box and go and sort that out.
Onto my Honda. Or Suzuki.
I was going to say, it's more Suzuki scooter, isn't it, to get out of here. I've got a bike behind here, actually, now, although it is kind of hard to get out now because we've sort of jam-packed it in for a bit. And the chain's off it, actually.
It's all right, there's one over there without any wheels.
Yeah, we're really useless with bikes. You can take Bessie.
That's an exercise.
Russell Radio.
Just going very slow.
It's going very slow, says Russell, as well.
His go-kart Bessie is over there.
Wonderful. It's blue as well. Got to get that sorted. The suspension's off a little bit.
It's Alpine blue.
It's Alpine blue, yeah, it is.
Yeah, and Megan's is pink, so that's Alpine pink.
The Princess Coupe, that's alongside the commentary box as well. But I'm loving this newest setup as well. We've got over here. Oh, Magpies. Magpies getting in the way. There's a magpie.
Martin was on about that.
Yeah.
There was about 8 magpies. He'd never seen so many magpies.
What is it? 1 for sorry, 2 for joy, 3 for a boy, 4 for a girl,
8 for a plague of magpies.
Yeah, was it? 5 for silver, 6 for gold, 7 for a
secret
never to be told.
told. But
so
there's
what's
no
8?
8.
Yeah, there is no 8. Martin's
There
found the
is
magic
no
one.
8.
Yeah. Martin's found the magic one.
Tell how many cars were coming past when they went to him yesterday, because if he was counting magpies.
Yeah, they knew there's a problem, wouldn't you? Because they said they always go to it at the wrong time. More cars are coming out though. Perez is in the last sector, but I think Perez is going to have a problem here because Leclerc's coming out on the track, and he's going to get held up with traffic now. So they're all trying to go for their last runs. Track temperature is at 27 degrees.
Humidity's rising as Beth said, look, 61%.
And that means the track's going to get slower. So as she said, so as long as that goes up, it goes back down again.
Not much of a wind.
Yeah, Beth saying as well, I was about to make that ask you joke as well. Well, Chris Metland beat you to it. The journalist as well for Racers. .net as they come through. Perez's first sector time then looking good. I'm just going to take it. I'm going to make sure I notice. That was Leclerc radio. I'm going to make sure I'm going to notice to Megan that Alonso would have taken pole position, but had a hydraulic failure and crashed. Leclerc gets out of the way for Perez, who's 7,000ths of a second off the pace of Leclerc.
Stop bouncing like a Joey.
I can't. It's Australia. It's making you want to bounce down under. Perez
He's a baby kangaroo, isn't he?
Perez looking for his second pole position. Russell radio.
So he's getting tight on time now. So Lewis will pick it up.
Yeah, tell Lewis to speed up. Yeah, copy.
Yeah, because look, they're still running together, and Hamilton's towing Russell, and Russell does a 1:31.022. He hasn't actually set a proper decent time yet. If there's a late red flag, the session won't restart, so they run that risk, and you've got to keep up there. Perez looking mega fast as well. Sector 2 is 17.760. That is just about the same time, 7,000ths different to what Perez's fastest sector time overall was as well. This is going to be quick for Perez. Is it provisional pole position across the line? No, he's 1,000ths off.
Now.
What?
Lewis will pick it up.
Yeah, tell Lewis to speed up. Yeah,
1,000th.
He's got another run now, so
1:18.240 for Perez. Leclerc 1:18.239. There is 1,000th second between them. I don't believe that. Is Bernie Eccleston back playing with the controls like he did in Reth in '97 when Schumacher, Villeneuve and Frentzen were all a 1:21.072 to the 1,000th of a second. And now look at this, 1:18.239, 1:18.234 as well. Dramatically changing sectors, dramatically changing the times. As here comes Lewis Hamilton now with the DRS down the start-finish straight. He's towing his teammate Russell, so Hamilton's time will be slower. 1:19.048, Russell crosses the line. 4th, 1:19.004. Great time there for Russell.
Oh, there's a message now from Bernie saying you haven't paid your coffee bill.
Carlos?
So still inside the garage.
Yes,
with an issue.
Oh, Sainz is an issue, but he is out on the track now, look, on the driver tracker. This is Lewis down at turn 11. Did he miss the apex? Yes, he did, and he went all 4 wheels off the track as well, and nearly, did kick up some grass at the exit as well. That was a bit close.
Bernie says if you can pay your coffee bill, he can pay his paper bill.
Across the line comes Verstappen on the C5 tyre. He starts his final run now of qualifying. Oh, actually, he might get another one if he messes this one up as well. So he needs to see what's going to happen as they come through. Sector 1 looking good. Ted?
Leclerc's got a problem. He's not out of the garage, and it's too late now. Is it not? It's too late now.
It is. Yeah, 1:14.
I did wonder where Leclerc was on the driver track. Sainz is out there.
Well, Leclerc's in turn 1 according to this. So, is Leclerc...
Where's that from? Oh, yeah, he's out.
Well, hang on a minute. That must be an old message because...
A very old message.
Yeah, because Leclerc and Sainz are out there. Yeah, they're both on the track. Both Leclerc and Sainz are out on the track, so they're both out there. We saw Leclerc was running slow, so unless Ted's missed something or not, I don't know. Verstappen is down in both sectors. He's doing... Oh, and it gets very wide at the exit. This is a very scruffy lap for Verstappen. As Sainz improves in the second sector, Leclerc must not have an issue because sector 1 was at 26.740. He's gone purple overall. Leclerc going for pole position. Number 11 of his career to match Max Verstappen's pole tally. 1 now, out of the last corner. Poor sector 1, poor sector 2. What's sector 3 for Verstappen across the line? 1:18.239, the time to beat. He's got pole! 800s quicker, 1:18.154. Here comes across the line for Carlos Sainz. He can't improve, 1:19.408. Leclerc, so Sainz 9th.
Leclerc purple in sector 1, green in sector 2.
Checkered flag. So who's going to take
losing
it?
it in 6-2.
Okay, so Hamilton and Russell can't complete another time lap. They are less than half a tenth quicker than you, P5 and 6 at the moment.
So that's Hamilton 6th as well, with Russell P4, Norris 4th, 1:18.703. Leclerc crosses the line and takes pole position by a staggering 0.2 of a second, 1:17.868. Ferrari get yet another pole position. Pole position for Ferrari number 231. Pole position number 11 for Charles Leclerc. Lewis Hamilton, though, is on a faster lap, so that Alpine message was wrong as well. I don't know what screens everyone's looking at today, but it's getting faster and faster and faster. It could at least be third.
I would love to see the Skypad find out what happened in sector 2 there for Leclerc.
Yeah.
Because if he'd have done purple in all 3 sectors, he'd have been way up.
Mega up. And
on everybody.
Hamilton's 5th. He's a second off the pace of Leclerc, but Hamilton goes ahead of Russell. So Verstappen has backed out on his lap time. He's not doing a fast lap. It is Charles Leclerc who, the championship leader, once again takes pole position.
Is on pole.
P1. Let's go. Oh, nice lap. Nice lap.
And by a chunk.
Yeah, 3/10 of a second faster. Pole position, number 11 for Charles Leclerc, and he's done it by quite a margin. But the two championship protagonists, Leclerc versus Verstappen, front row of the grid for tomorrow's Australian Grand Prix. They'll continue their fight just as they did in Bahrain and in Jeddah. I tell you what, replace Leclerc with Hamilton, it doesn't matter. We are going to have title fights all throughout this season. Charles Leclerc on top.
We thought there'd be a better run for Mercedes here. With the 4 DRS zones and the more corners, we thought Mercedes would do better because there's going to be less porpoising at this track than others. It's only that new section that where you're going to get porpoising. And even the Ferrari had porpoising yesterday.
And it's cost them big time today. It's cost Mercedes big time today for having those issues as well. A great run for Charles Leclerc. He leads this championship by 12 points to Carlos Sainz, by 20 points to Max Verstappen. Leclerc, with Sainz starting 9th, Leclerc's leaving Australia as the championship leader. He's beginning to run away with this. That DNF in Bahrain has cost Verstappen big time this early in the season.
Yeah, but sometimes, the new season, new rules, new cars completely changes the order. Ferrari couldn't win a bet last year on a 2-horse race. And yet, there was signs last year that they were getting better. It was such a shame. Was it Monaco where he got pole position and
put it in the wall,
put it in the wall?
And he did get pole in Azerbaijan last year as well, but then he fell back in the race because I don't know what happened to him.
They didn't have the race pace.
Yeah.
They had the qualifying pace a number of times.
But they put all their eggs into 2022 as well, and it has paid off. Like
Binotto, because he's an engineer.
Listen to the cheers.
15 years ago, we last saw a Ferrari on pole.
Yeah, 2007 Australian Grand Prix. Kimi Raikkonen taking pole was the last time Ferrari had a pole here.
In Australia.
And you're going to dip out now to go check the recording, so thanks to you. And we'll see you later. Johnny Herbert is going to talk to the top 3. Go on.
He usually moans because I leave, and now he's throwing me out.
Well, you've got to go.
Bye, everyone.
You've got to go check the recording. Let's throw down to Johnny Herbert and the post-qualifying interviews. He's all right.
Well, I'm down here with Max Verstappen. Max, second position. How do you feel after that run?
Yeah, not good. I didn't really feel good in the car the whole weekend so far. I think there's not been one lap where I actually felt confident, so a bit of a struggle. Of course, second is still a good result, but just not feeling that great to go to the limit. So we'll try to analyze it.
Yeah, it seems to be a bit of a theme for you. I know yesterday you were complaining a little bit this morning, but what about race pace? Is that where it's going to be slightly different, do you think? Do you think the balance will come to you?
Yeah, probably in the race pace everything stabilizes a bit, but for me this weekend so far has been all over the place. Of course, happy to be second, but of course, I think also as a team, we want more.
Thanks, Max. Sergio. Hi, mate. Third position after that brilliant pole position you had in Saudi. How did it feel today?
Yeah, it felt good. Q1, Q2, things were going good. You know, with all the red flags, it's always very hard to keep the momentum going. I regret a bit the decision we took going into Q3 with our strategy on the tires, but I think, yeah, P3 is a decent start for tomorrow.
And this must be so good for your motivation, getting a pole position, bit of a frustration in the race in Saudi. Third here, tomorrow, second row. Feeling good with the race pace of the car?
Yeah, hopefully. I think we got a nice race ahead of us. So, first of all, I hope we make a lot of Aussies very happy tomorrow because they are, I mean, full grandstands already on Saturday. So, yeah, hopefully tomorrow we can give them a nice race.
Well done, Sergio. And your pole man, everybody. Charles Leclerc, second pole of the season. How did that feel? That looked like an epic lap from you. How was it?
Yeah, it felt good. I mean, even more because it's a track where I've always struggled in the past as a driver. I don't know, it probably doesn't fit me as well. And this weekend we really worked hard. It was a bit messy for the three practices session for me. I managed to do some good laps, but not everything together. And yeah, in Q3 I managed to put everything together, so it feels great. And yeah, very happy to be starting on pole tomorrow.
Yeah, and it's a great position, obviously, to start on pole position, sandwiched by the two Red Bulls. But you've been on the pace, basically, all the way through sort of yesterday and today now with that pole position. For the race, how do you feel the car set up? Because when I see it on track, she looks nice to drive. Is she?
Yeah, the car is nice to drive, but the Red Bull were very quick in FP2 during the long fuel run. But to be honest, we were, again, quite surprised by our pace in qualifying. So everything is possible tomorrow. We just need to do a good start, and then hopefully we can keep that first position.
Yeah, well, I think it's been a very popular pole position, and that crowd went well for you. Well done.
Absolutely a popular pole sitter here in Australia. Let's go through the chat then quickly. Beth says as well, I was about to ask you a joke as well. Hey mate, sunshine blue. Hey mate, sunsetting blues. Car is up, down, and down like my blue suede shoes. Hey, did you beat Stroll? Ocon. H-tip at David Essex as well. Not sure. Why do we need David Essex in there? Come up and see me. Was that David Essex? I can't remember. Melbourne is home to our version of the Tifosi or whatever they call themselves. So they will be going off right now as well. Well, the Tifosi is the fans in Italian, Tifosi. So absolutely, it should be home. But yeah, the Melbourne going absolutely nuts right now, which is great to see for Ferrari. Honestly, yeah, I completely agree with you. During the Schumacher days, Melbourne was all from Schumacher. It's unbelievable. I'm quite surprised McLaren pace of the qualifying, to be honest. I know they will be in the midfield or upper at one point, but didn't expect it to be this quick. But well done, Charles. Yeah, Norris 4th, Ricardo 7th. So let's go through the results then before we go off air for qualifying here as well. We'll come up as well to the main screen. In qualifying 3. So it's Charles Leclerc who takes pole position number 11 of his career. Ferrari's 231st pole position. Max Verstappen lines up as well on the front row of the grid in second. It's Sergio Perez 3rd. Lando Norris 4th on the second row of the grid. The third row, all Mercedes with Hamilton and Russell. The fourth row, Ricciardo ahead of Ocon. So Ricciardo into the top 10 in his home race as well. And the fifth row, Sainz and Alonso. Sainz with an issue, and Alonso, of course, hitting the wall. But Alonso could have got pole today. I'm almost certain of it. Because in the final sector time for Leclerc in Sector 2 was a 17.786. Alonso, 17.753. Might not be much, but there's a chance Alonso should have had pole today in the Alpine, so that's going to be strong tomorrow. Alonso, he's my tip for a podium, Fernando. 6th row, Gasly and Bottas. 7th row, Tsunoda and Zhou. 8th row, Schumacher, Albon. 9th row, Magnussen, Vettel. 10th row, Latifi and Stroll as well. And don't be surprised if Stroll gets a further penalty for that contact with Latifi. A 1 hour, 40-minute qualifying session. Again, just like we saw in Saudi Arabia, qualifying taking a lot longer and a lot more risks being involved as well going forward. So here's your coverage details. I'm going to go hop for a quick shower, and then I'll be back in the box for qualifying for Formula E. You can join myself and Edward Hunter at 1:30 British Summer Time for Formula E. That YouTube live stream is coming up shortly as well, so you can put it in your reminders as well. You can join us at that time then, 1:30 for it all to kick off, with highlights from practice, qualifying, and then the race live as well. Lights out at 2:03. You can also join us tomorrow for 6 a.m. start, 5:15 1 a.m. for the pre-show, 6 a.m. lights out for the Australian Grand Prix with Leclerc on pole, Verstappen second, as Perez third as well. Then we've got a second race in Rome for Formula E as well. That's underway same time, 1:30, lights out at 2. MotoGP underway, 6:30, lights out at 7. And then we have Long Beach. Our programme starts 8:15. The green flag is at 8:30 as well. Busy weekend. Don't forget, for the race tomorrow, we'll be on the Mixlr app as well, on the Ultimate Sports Radio Network, USRN2. You can search it there. You can download the Mixlr app as well on the App Store and get it all going as well. Don't forget also the Grid Network are going to have their pre-shows and post-shows this weekend as well. 11 races we're covering on the Grid Network this weekend. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. My thanks to you all for getting up early or staying up, for watching this live as well if you're in Europe. I know those of you in Australia as well. Pleasure to have you always. And finally, I'm the one who's up at an ungodly hour, not yourselves. Hope you have a great rest of your night. We'll see you tomorrow for all the action from Formula 1, but join us later for Formula E. Vincent says, I will be at live Formula E. See you there. See you there, Vincent. See you there, everybody else as well. That'll be up later on tonight. Bye for now.